The Edible Landscape Project is a 3-year project supported by the UN Habitat's UMP program and International Development Research Center in Ottawa, which helps McGill University's Minimum Cost Housing Group and our team. What the project is trying to achieve with this help that we have received is to demonstrate how we can integrate productive planting or edible landscape in cities, particularly in the housing estates of 3 cities in the south. The 3 cities are Colombo in Sri Lanka, Kampala in Uganda, and Rosario in Argentina. We have chosen 3 cities to demonstrate the regional diversity which exists in different continents. More than half the population of the world is today living in cities. Should we continue to maintain this traditional relationship where cities function as places of consumption and rural areas continue to serve as places of production, and then we ship food and produce that we consume from rural areas to urban areas? Or we want to look at cities in a very imaginative and sustainable way, that we can build cities and live in cities in such a way that there is a symbiotic relationship established between what we do, how we live, and what we consume. And why not to look at our cities both as places of production as well as consumption? And this is what this project tries to demonstrate in long-term basis. All open spaces become prime candidate for productive planting. Spaces which are forgotten spaces or neglected spaces could be captured or brought back to productive purposes. This is what designer has to think about in designing of housing neighborhoods. We see Montreal as a live lab to really appreciate what urban agriculture could be, both in a northern city as well as for southern cities. Montreal has a very well developed community garden programs which date back to 70s. We have today more than 8,000 families who participate on daily basis in this community garden program. Colombo is a colonial city, and it also functions as the political, business capital of Sri Lanka and as the main national harbor. These activities have also attracted a lot of migrants, and many of these migrants seeking employments have settled in very poor informal settlements. Close to half the population of Colombo lives in these informal settlements. These informal communities are very crowded, very dense. They lack proper municipal services such as water supply, sanitation, drainage, and road networks.
Savanatha has been working mainly in urban low-income areas and also in the city development activities. And our main attempt was, to find solutions for urban issues through community participation. So this is the lane that we are going to, community is going to improve on 17th and 18th. You can see before improvement and also the after improvement.
Right.
Halgahakumpura is a squatter settlement and people have been living there illegally. Our strategy in Halgahakumpura, if the people build their squatter settlement by themselves, our argument is why they cannot upgrade it, and upgrading they need certain guidance. The Making the Edible Landscaping projects in Colombo also a very important project because it adds another aspect into the whole upgrading and the urban poverty reduction process. Urban agriculture has come as a component. Then it is not become just the upgrading projects, but it includes some sort of a livelihood aspect through the urban agriculture. In Colombo, you can see it's a green city, and to make it green, you can see every citizen or the people, they are adding some trees or some vegetables, to the city greening. And essentially what we have found, especially the urban poor, are the ones who are making the vegetables or the fruits or livestock in urban areas.
The problem is the space is not enough for growing purposes here. So they have limited space. So we use, instead of horizontal space, we use vertical space. We can make this cultivation tower to do this. Cultivation tower is made by these polysac bags, and can use, instead of this PVC pipe, we can use bamboo, and we can find cow dung from our surround areas. Here we can find cow dung from the streets, so can make this it's small amount of money.
What is other important aspect of Colombo is we are working with the traditional medicine department of the city of Colombo.
We are planting medicinal plants, right? Okay, for the last 4-5 years. These are called nutritional medicinal plants. Right. Not only the medicinal plants, but also the nutrition. You can take them as a nutritional, delicious salad preparations. Now this is a Centera asiatica, which is very nutritious, and this one, when you take the leaves, the highest content of the iron is this one. And we have been distributing freely to the citizen. We prepare our own, we have nursery at where we are visiting to the drug manufacturer there, and at the nursery we prepare the most important medicinal plants, and we are distributing freely.
If we do it in a bit systematic way, and in giving some technology and some knowledge, people can do it better. If they can do it better, that means it adds some income into their normal income, or if they utilize what they have grown in their own garden, contribute to reduce their cost of living.
Close to 40% of Kampala's population lives under poverty line, and the unemployment rate amongst these populations is extremely high. It is estimated that in 2003, more than 30% of population of Kampala was unemployed. In Kampala, we are developing a brand new neighborhood of low-income housing for about 120 families.
Uganda is an agricultural country. Urban agriculture in Kampala is on a very small scale, given the land that is available to them, the people who are doing it. It has of late been done illegally because of the colonial laws that have been existing. However, because of the existing economic pressures and the changes in political regimes and the urban-rural migrations, people have, joined the practice of urban agriculture as a livelihood strategy.
With time, it became very difficult for the government to enforce the law that banned agriculture activities. Me, I'm a policy maker. I thought it wise to really make laws that accept the livelihoods of our people and at the same time do not antagonize the other developments in the city.
You cannot tell people not to grow something which they are going to eat. So many parts of the countryside have been brought into the city of Kampala. And therefore you cannot all of a sudden tell them to change their way of doing things and saying, now you are growing your potatoes, you cannot grow them anymore. So the most logical thing was to make it legal.
One of the major activities of this project was to come up with a design for the neighborhood, or for the community, for the Edible Landscape Project. And we had to bring on board many partners. But first of all, we challenged students from the University of Makerere to bring out what they think or what they see this neighborhood should look like on paper. So they had to draw a form of a design.
That main road on the map goes down here, down that way.
Now to design what they think the plot neighborhood should look like. If they have two semi-detached houses, how do they think their plot layout would look if both of them are livestock farmers, for example. Okay. And we also requested them to draw what they... And this area was found as one area that can be put to use. It was not only thought of in terms of urban agriculture, it was thought of in terms of improving general livelihoods of the city dwellers. So it was brought on board that this could be one of the areas where Kampala City Council can exercise a new approach of integrating urban agriculture into urban designs and showing how urban planners can work together with urban agriculture in greening a given neighborhood. The Edible Landscape Project is going to host or house or accommodate 124 beneficiaries from different walks of lives, but basically categorized in the low income level type of people who are going to be living in that neighborhood, constructing as well as growing or rearing livestock in their backyards.
Two years ago, they planted this paspalum here. And they were like telling me I have to quit this place. And then they had to develop it as a family project. So I used to plant a lot of vegetables and crops on this piece of land. So now I was stopped from doing so. So owning property like land, that is very important to me. I believe my children will be having a better life, a changed life.
We've held a series of workshops with them, 3 of them so far. The first one, they already know each other. So they were more of independent, apart from a few friends from a given neighborhood who may have known each other depending on the enterprises they are holding, because we selected them on also basis of enterprises, livestock, crop, fisheries, and then those who are just scratching the road verges. By the 3rd workshop, they had already made friends of different special interests. You'd find the disabled people also making friends with the ladies or with the youths, learning ideas from them, because in these workshops we allow them to express themselves over what we are talking about. And you find new ideas coming out, and when a new idea comes out, they all get excited and want to know more about it. Take addresses. Where are you based right now? How best can we get there? How best can we know more about this? And that has also, stimulated us as a team, because the clientele are now beginning to come more and more close together before they even get into the community.
Bueno, Rosario está considerada la segunda ciudad en importancia dentro de Argentina. Está a 400 kilómetros al norte de la capital, que es Buenos Aires. Tiene 1 millón de habitantes y bueno, y la zona donde está ubicada es la zona cerealera por excelencia de la República Argentina.
Cuando se produce la crisis del 2001, Rosario estaba la Argentina y particularmente Rosario en una situación delicada en cuestión de pobreza. En ese momento el 61% de la población estaban en una situación de pobreza y el 30% estaban en una situación de indigencia. Se estaba verdaderamente en una emergencia social.
Estas huertas que habían surgido en forma precaria durante la crisis, cuando surgió el proyecto de barrios productivos, se aprovechó para hacer ese espacio que estaba destinado a las huertas, reformularlo en la posibilidad de que se instale lo que nosotros llamamos un parque huerta, o sea, un lugar donde además de las actividades de huerta productiva se incorporen otras actividades deportivas, actividades recreativas. O sea, el parque huerta va a tener ahí una plaza destinada a los niños, una cancha de fútbol y una huerta didáctica destinada a que las puedan visitar las escuelas, y espacios demostrativos y también espacios dedicados a la comercialización.
Hemos trabajado en un proyecto previo sobre optimización de uso del suelo. Nosotros trabajamos en esa instancia y ahora concretamente en la posibilidad de diseñar y concretar espacios que sean aptos para la agricultura urbana, como calles que puedan estar diseñadas pensando en espacios aptos para la producción en relación directa con las viviendas.
Fue todo primero un proceso de comunicación interna dentro de los distintos equipos técnicos, también después de información hacia los decisores políticos de cómo se iba a poder implementar este proyecto, y finalmente a los actores principales, que son las mismas comunidades donde el proyecto se está llevando a cabo, para llegar después a lo que nosotros llamamos el diseño participativo, donde también se trabajó primero en una etapa de ampliar la visión de los actores, después se hicieron talleres para poder diseñar. Por ejemplo, concretamente se está trabajando en el diseño de una plaza productiva que ya se diseñó participativamente con la comunidad y los distintos actores, una huerta comunitaria y didáctica y con espacios dentro de la vivienda.
Tomando en cuenta, vamos a tomar en cuenta lo que se trabajó el otro taller, las fotografías que vieron, ¿se acuerdan? Los que vieron las fotografías, el video que vieron de huertas comunitarias, de ferias comunitarias, más la visita que se hizo a las huertas y a las ferias. De todas las cosas que estuvimos trabajando, ¿se les ocurre algo nuevo que aportar para que incluyamos dentro de este espacio, dentro de la plaza?
Creemos que es importante pensar las actividades productivas, particularmente las de agricultura urbana, no ya como una respuesta inmediata a problemas inmediatos que por supuesto en la ciudad de Rosario han sido y siguen siendo muy graves, pero también a la vez plantear esto como algo que es importante también para rescatar la idea de producción y a su vez de qué manera esto colabora con una alimentación saludable y de qué manera colabora con el mantenimiento de un medio ambiente sustentable, que también creemos que es otra cuestión muy importante en la idea de barrios productivos.
Sí, más que nada nuestra experiencia fue buena en el sentido de que poder reorganizar a la gente y ver una nueva nuevo modelo de barrio más que nada, para que esa imagen influya en todo lo que es Rosario en sí.
Y siempre me produce un impacto muy fuerte porque el orgullo, la autoestima con la cual los participantes de estas experiencias la cuentan, hablan de los proyectos que tienen en marcha, realmente muestra el logro que se obtiene.
En agricultura urbana creo que lo más importante es que estos proyectos sean sustentables para la familia. Si no son sustentables para la familia, podemos llegar a ser grandes espacios teóricos y después no dejarlos otra vez en banda, digamos. Bueno, y a pesar de la complejidad y del tema y de las relaciones, de estar con gente que está excluida del sistema laboral y de una serie de cuestiones, creo que hay que apostar fuerte a la participación, pero una apuesta muy fuerte a eso, porque es lo que más beneficios nos ha traído y lo que más ha hecho caminar los programas. O sea, los programas de este tipo se sustentan fundamentalmente en la participación con los vecinos. No tenerle miedo a eso.
Bueno, a ver acá, otro grupo.
The success can be measured in the following way. In case of Colombo, we are halfway there. We have achieved very effective participatory physical upgrading. Now, the Ayurvedic department and horticulture department are working very hard and closely with the community. If the community adopts their planting techniques, the demonstrations which are being shown to them, I think we would have won the battle in case of Colombo.
Yeah, almost all the houses have private water, and the water is metered, and they are paying the water bills. So this is, the incremental development.
Roads have been cut, subdivision has been made. People will be allocated the plots in Kampala. Now what is required is assured water supply and securing of the plots. If this thing takes place, I am sure that the community will take over and start planting in very near future. And we will have a very successful program in which we will be demonstrating that it's not necessary to start a house with a house or a structure, but your house could begin with a garden, and that garden can help you build your house.
Right here where we're standing, there will be a road passing by, and below I can see fish ponds, well-laid fish ponds for aquaculture, aquatic plants on the other side, lagoons, sewage lagoons on that side. Then I can see a waste collection center, then obviously a play field for our children right in the corner there. And up here I can see a productive neighborhood with beautiful houses and backyards of vegetables and other high value crops in the backyard.
In case of Rosario, we have two very successful programs of upgrading possibilities and urban agriculture. If we are successful in sensitizing the formal authorities that they should reconsider the way they're going about doing upgrading so that it really captures the energy of the urban agriculture activities which are taking place in Rosario and integrated in their upgrading programs, that would be one major achievement. And other hope I have in case of Rosario is that successful urban agriculture program, how it could be brought onto the plots, individual plots of every family. The examples of these projects in Kampala, in Colombo, in Rosario, in Montreal very clearly show us how in different locations, in different situations, urban agriculture can become a major catalyst of development. My hope is that other cities would take lessons from this and make urban agriculture a permanent feature of every city.